introduce the man who's responsible for the winner circle with me here today. I am so excited. If it wasn't for Dave, there wouldn't be no winner circle. Truth be told, it was his idea. In 2007, he came over to my place and he said, "Hey man, I have this great idea. Why don't you and I start this whole concept? What are we gonna call it? And let's create where all the people who are winners in life want to hang out." And hence the genesis of Winner Circle. And I am so glad and proud to present to you today. And I'm here to present my partner, Dave VanHoose. And if you're in my database, and if you're not heard of Dave VanHoose, chances are you're new. So otherwise, you definitely have heard of Dave VanHoose. His clients list reads like who's who in the speaking industry, who's in the influence industry, and he is the gentleman that he started as the reason why I took over the Winner Circle and ran is because he was busy taking his company when we both met, small company Foreclosures Daily. He took it to an Inc. 500 company, one of the fastest growing company. So he couldn't devote much time to Winner Circle. Just I took Winner Circle, I ran with it. And he's the one who actually founded the Winner Circle. And all the people initially who came, all came from Dave. So Dave and I today are back to bring you, I mean, in this past decade, what Dave has accomplished, what he's been able to master, and his life, where he has taken. I am so...
Well, thank you, Raj. I think Raj got a little bit cut off there. Well, I'm excited and honored to be here with everybody. I know it's time out of your day, and I wanted to make sure that I build as much value as possible and that I can serve and help you the most. I see some people coming on. I just want to make sure that you can hear me and all that. So I see Claudia on. Hey, Claudia, and I see Frank on. Real quick, if you guys can hear me, we've got people from all over the United States and all over the world that are on this special training. And what I'm going to talk to you about is really how to become a speaker. How do you get your information, and how can you impact the world? And that's what it's all about. It's about getting your message out to the world. So I'm going to share with you through my experience, my failures. I'm going to take you behind the speaking scene, and I'm going to tell you what's working and what's not. And we're going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to have a lot of value. So Claudia, Frank, and the rest of the people coming on, I just want to just go ahead and go to the chat and let me know that you can hear me. And real quick, I got one quick question. Where are you from? And give me one thing that you have gratitude for in your life, because I want to start this off in humbleness and gratitude. So quickly do that so that we can begin this special training. If you can hear me, please just let me know. I see Frank, you raised your hand. Frank, go ahead and go to the chat. Claudia, go to the chat. Let me hear. I need to know that you can hear me before I begin. I want to make sure everybody can hear me. And if you can't, we can reconvene. Let me know, my friends, so that we can have a great time. All right, they can hear me. I'm so excited and very grateful. Thanks, grateful for all the people he met in his business. So one of the things I want to do is I always have 3 rules before I begin. Rule number 1, is it okay with all of us that we have fun? And it's all about having fun. And if you're ready to have some fun, just go right now to the question. Just hit yes, Dave, I'm ready to have some fun. In fact, the more fun we have, the more we're going to learn. Go ahead and do that now. Second rule I always have is I promise to give you 110%. I promise to give you everything I got. And rule number 3 is I always come to serve and build value. So what I want to share with you today is a little bit about the information business, and I'm going to share with you some of my blueprints and my statistics and stats so that you can use these and you can take this and use it in life. I'm going to give you some practical strategies. One of the cool things is that I'm very good at taking complex things and make them simple. So what we're about to discover is I'm going to go over my what I call 7-step blueprint. And as you can see in front of me, I have this very special, easy blueprint. And what I want to talk to you is really how I got in the information business. You know, it started off about 15 years ago. I was a professional football trainer and worked in sports medicine, working with athletes. And then, unfortunately, I got hurt and had to reinvent myself. And then from there, I figured out I wanted to start a business. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to teach people about what I learned, which was in real estate. And I wanted to teach people, you know, how to buy houses, rehab houses, and fix houses. And so I had this idea. And so I built this membership community called foreclosuresdaily.com. And I'm getting ready to launch my business. And I'm so excited. I launched it the first month. Guess how many customers I got? I got 0, right? I thought if you had a good idea, customers would show up. So to me, I figured out how do you get a customer? And this is kind of how I figured out about the speaking business. So I did what most entrepreneurs do. I did the 6-foot rule. You know, anybody within 6 feet from me, I told them about my business. And to me, that was like rolling a boulder up a mountain. So I figured out real quick, selling one-to-one is very stressful and it won't work. So I decided to go one-to-many. And that's when I did my first seminar. I did it at a Denny's restaurant. I got about 12 people in the room for a free lunch and learn. And I'll never forget that moment. I was so scared and nervous. I went up there and taught and taught and taught. And at the end of it, I got 0 customers. So I almost decided to quit. And that's when I decided, well, maybe I need to do something different. So I made small tweaks. And I want everybody to write this down and listen to me very closely. It's small hinges that swing big doors. So that being said, what I did is I switched my presentation. And from there, I did my next event, and I made about $3,000. So I was hooked. You know, doing seminars, doing one-to-many became very successful. Long story short, within 3 years, my company grew Inc. 500. I was the 35th fastest growing company in the United States of America. Had over 100 employees. We did over about 2,000 seminars a year. Imagine that. We had about 25 full-time speakers, 25 events a day. And this is when I really figured out this business. And when you really get to take a look at a business, when you grow a big business like that, you can really take a look at the mechanics, the strategy, and because you can make one small change and you can see huge shifts. So what I want to share with you is what I've learned, and I want to break it down step by step and make it as easy as possible. But before I do that, I want to ask a question. Do you consider yourself a speaker? Do you consider yourself a coach, a consultant? Real quick, I just want to know, are you speaking on stage? Are you doing webinars? Real quick, if you can go right now to the chat, it gives me a good indication of where you're at in business so I can serve and support you the most. So go ahead and do that. Also, real quick, tell me what industry you're in. Are you in real estate, personal development? Are you in healing space, health space? Let me know what industry you're in. The beautiful thing is that my company's Speaking Empire. I have about 40,000 different speaker companies in my Infusion database all around the world. So, you know, if there's more stages you're looking for to speak international, that's something that Speaking Empire can assist you with. We've got clients all around the world doing seminars, always looking for great speakers with great products and great content. And we've got a lot of people looking to do webinars. So let me know how we can serve and help you the most. So real quick, go ahead, go there. Let me take a look. Frank is an advisor business. Okay. And Claudia, what kind of industry are you in? Now, to me, what I want to break down is the 7 steps to success. Step number 1, as you can see on this diagram right here, is you need to figure out what is your passion. And to me, I see a lot of people that try to chase money, but if you chase it, you're never going to catch it, right? So one of the biggest things is you really need to figure out what is your passion. Now I want to ask you this question. I want you to think about it. What is the definition of passion? What do you think passion is? To me, the definition of passion is the passion of Christ is what are you willing to sacrifice for? So when I hear people say I'm passionate about real estate or I'm passionate about helping people, what are you willing to sacrifice? And some of the things you can really do to help you figure out what is your passion is, number 1, what is your core genius? What are you really good at? You know, one of the biggest things that I see a lot of entrepreneurs make the mistakes, they try to be good at everything. No, just get really, really good at one thing. And that's what I was able to do. I became really, really good at one thing, and that's speaking. I became one of the top speakers in the world, considered the top 3 best-selling speakers in the world. I became really good at that. And when you become really good at something, then abundance flows your way. Step number 2 is you really got to figure out what legacy do you want to leave. You know, start thinking about, start with the end in mind. What legacy? To me, what my legacy is going to be is Dave VanHoose came here to empower leaders, to empower the world. That's right. What Speaking Empire does is we work with people, we help them get their message out to the world. And the next thing is you know, what is your mission? What do you really want to create? And I think to me, passion also boils down to serving and helping others. So you got to make sure that in your passion that you're building value, you're helping people. And I think that's something that's extremely important. You know, people start businesses that are great, but they don't benefit the world. And I think one of the biggest things that I want to challenge everybody on is that all your business at the end of the day should be to make the world a better place. And to me, I believe that Washington ain't going to figure this out. Our planet is a very challenging time right now, and we need leaders, we need coaches, we need people to step up, you know, and be in honesty. The leadership in this world is down, so we need people to step up and be that stance. So after step number 1 is passion, step number 2 is you got to have a plan. And this is a big problem that I see a lot of people face is, you know, they're not really sure what should they do and what steps should they take. And so, you know, to me, when you look at a plan, you got to model success. I'm a strong believer if you model what other successful people do, you will become successful. And that's why you're here today. You're there to look at different models of different ways to do business. And to me, I'm going to share with you some different models. I think, you know, to me, there's a couple different models that you can look at in the information coaching speaking business. To me, you've got one model, which is what I call the internet marketing model. You know, this is where you have information, you have it online, you do everything from your computer, you don't have to travel, you do webinars, you build funnels, and you drive traffic. So to me, that's one model, is kind of the internet marketing model, which is a great model for those that like to have a lifestyle business. And to me, you know, I've been making money online. I've had a membership community where I was charging $99 a month, having continuity in my life so I can take time to work in my church, start my charity. And so that model is a great model because it gives you freedom. And for me, I was able to make $100,000 per month, continuity every single month coming in. And that was a great model. So for some of you that are interested in learning about how to have an internet marketing online model, I'll talk to you at the end of this training of how I could show you exactly how to do that. Another model could be, well, Dave, I'd love to speak. So to me, there's another model. I took that online marketing model and then I drove them to seminars and workshops. And that's when my company used a different model, which is I call the education model. And people would come to my trainings. We did about 2,000 seminars a year. And that model is a little bit different. It's getting a heart and a seat, you know, getting people to show up to your seminars. And when you're there, you're going to build them value. You're going to teach them. You're going to educate them. And then at that seminar, they're going to want to buy coaching or masterminds. So that's a different model than the internet marketing model, and it's a great model. Those are for more of the personality, people that like to coach and teach. And so to me, that's a great model. And to me, I see a lot of people say, well, Dave, I don't want to be the speaker. I don't want to be the coach. Well, the great thing that I can assist you with is I have all the speakers. I have all the coaches. I've got thousands of people that all have different skill sets. So to me, that model sometimes scares people. However, I had 25 full-time speakers. I had coaches. So, you know, you got to be able to think outside the box. The next model is what I call kind of more of the consultant model, where you're just a coach. To me, that's more like a one-on-one business where you're working with, you know, you're just being a consulting maybe for a company or life coach, and you know that's a different model too. And each model has benefits, and you know, to me, I think all those different models are great models to get your information out. To me, I think what I want you to consider is that all three of those models today, if you put them all together, that's what I call the 10x factor. And that's one of the things that my company was able to making 500 is I took the model from internet marketing. You know, I drove traffic online. I put people into memberships. I then took them to my next model, which was I brought them to a seminar. And then at that seminar, we built value for them. And then from there, then they become our coaching students. And so to me, that's a great model. I think taking a look at all three models and putting them together is really, I think, the best strategy. And really growing your business without you is a definite plan. You know, so you want to take a look at your strategy. To me, one of the biggest challenges I see that so many people, when they build their speaking, information, coaching business, is they build it around them. And that, to me, can be a big trap. You want to make sure that you fire yourself fast. So as soon as you start building your business, take a look at what you're doing. And here's a secret. Only do what you love, right? Put a system in place, you know, hire the right people. And somebody said, well, Dave, you know, I'm not making enough money to be able to hire people. Well, you know what I did? I started my business on my credit card. I got people from colleges. There's so many college kids that need to do interns. And these kids are smart. And they like to do things that we don't sometimes. So to me, I always had a team. This is what I always do in my business today. And in fact, what's interesting about my business, I have a very successful business called Speaking Empire. I literally only spend 1 hour a week on my business. I spend the rest of the time in my spiritual center with my spiritual teacher and building our nonprofit and getting this information out to the world. And that's one of the things that I would have you all consider, is to build a business you have freedom. And that's a big problem that a lot of people don't have in their plan, is their whole business is built around them. So you got to make sure you have the right strategy. You know, some of you right now, well, Dave, you know, I don't really have a business plan. My strategy's not working. Well, at the end of this training, I'll share with you of how I can show you step by step my business plan and some of the things that we're doing so that you know exactly what plan to follow. Step number 3 is pitch. You know, these are what I call the 7 P's, by the way. Have you seen that? The 7 P's. P number 1 is passion. P number 2 is plan. P number 3 is what I call pitch. You've got to create what I call your signature talk, your stadium pitch, your webinar presentation. You've got to create a message that people can understand, and at the end of this message, they want to take action and buy your product or service. So to me, I see a lot of people that they're very unclear with their signature talk or their stadium pitch. And so one of the things that my company does at Speaking Empire, I have personally written over 500 presentations. Like Roger said, from all the top speakers in the world. And one of the biggest things I want you to consider, I want to ask you this question. Do you think an actor writes their own script? Do you think Britney Spears writes her own songs? Do you think authors write their own books? No, they have a professional company work with them to help it write it for them. And one of the things that my company has been able to perfect is we write webinar and stage presentations. And we basically, people come to my office, they sit down for 3 days, and they leave with their PowerPoint presentation done. And one of the things that we do there, when we're building out their presentation, here's a little trick. When you're writing your presentation, don't start with the first slide. I'm going to tell you a secret. Start with the end in mind. You're going to want to write the offer first. You're going to write what I call the irresistible offer. And you write your offer first, and then mathematically, I have a special blueprint where then you're going to build out your presentation. Now, when I build out a presentation, I've got 5 key components. How many key components? 5. You've got the introduction to your presentation, which is one of the most important things. Number 2, you've got the story, how stories sell, facts tell. Number 3, you got the offer, which most people wait to the end to let people know. And number 4, you've got the body. This is where you want to build value. You want to use what I call education-based marketing. Write that down. And then number 5 is you want to do the close. So when you write your pitch, you have the intro, story, offer, body, close. Now, the next thing after you write your pitch is next thing you have to have is a product. So to me, what is your product? Now, in the information business is what you can do is if you're going to have an online business, you need to have what we call a lead magnet. You need to give something away to value. And one of the things that we do is we have what we call a funnel workshop where people come to our office and for 3 days we build their whole online funnel. We build their landing pages, their emails, their sequence and everything. And one of the things that we start with is we call a lead magnet. This is where we're giving away a free gift. Now imagine and picture this. What if I could show you a way where you can get 10,000 new leads into your database, into your Infusionsoft or your CRM system. And this is what we do. We give a free blueprint, a free book, a free plan. Now what we discovered is today when you're doing a lead magnet, you're giving away a free something when you're driving your traffic. Today, what's a big no-no is people give away their book. Well, today, if you give away your book, people don't read a book. It's too much information. It's too big of a product. So we found that works great for lead magnets is a checklist or a blueprint, something easy that somebody can consume and opt in, something of value. And today, you know, we can generate up to 10,000 new leads by giving away a free gift. Now imagine that you've got 10,000 new people, qualified prospects that now you can market to. And the second thing that we do in our product is then we'll offer up a webinar and we'll sell a home study. We'll sell an information thing, a box, and some of you have seen, you know, the books and tapes, and the box is a home study, right? So the next thing we do is what we call a home study. And typically what we sell the home studies for is from $300 all the way up to $1,000. And then when people buy the home study, then now we got a buyer. And now here's when we take them from online to offline. And when they buy the home study, we bonus in a boot camp, a training. So then the folks come to the training, and we've got qualified prospects in the room. Then we sell a high ticket item. We'll sell a $25,000, $50,000, and $100,000 coaching. So in the information business, this is typically the model where you have a free lead magnet, then you go there from a home study to a boot camp to a high ticket item. So for some of you saying, well, Dave, I don't know how to create a lead magnet, or I don't know how to create a home study or a boot camp. Well, for some of you, I have a training where it's called Content Creation Workshop, where for 4 days you come to my office and we take you through a process and we pull out of you the information, and we have ghostwriters and transcriptionists, and you leave with your box done. It's a pretty cool workshop that we created, and it's great for those of you that know you have information and just haven't built your home study or don't know how. Well, we have a workshop where we teach you how to do it. But then somebody said, well, Dave, I don't really want a home study. I want to just do a boot camp. Well, we're going to be putting on a very special mastermind, me and Roger, this Friday, where we can show you how to have your lead magnet, your home study, and your boot camp, and how to create a high-ticket item. So for some of you, don't go into overwhelm. I just want you to become aware of what could be the different products that you could offer. Now, after step number 4, step number 5 is, now that you have a product, you need to do promotion. This is my 5th P. So now some of you have a boot camp, a coaching program. But Dave, how do you sell it? How do you get it out there? Well, to me, one of the biggest things that we use is we use webinars. Webinars is a great way to sell. You know, we use speaking. We use teleseminars. So to me, when you're in the information business, speaking, webinars are the 2 biggest strategies that I've used in my thing. And to me, typically webinars are pretty easy. You know, you usually set up joint ventures. And to me, I want to give you a secret. One of the biggest things that I want you to consider is to figure out, who is your ideal client? Who is your ideal customer? And the more focus you can get on figuring out who is your ideal client, and some of you might not know, well, there's some strategies and some technology I can share with you of how you can really dive down and figure out who is your ideal client. What age are they? What demographics? How much money do they make? What is their biggest problem? And the greatest thing today is I can virtually guarantee you, in my database, I will have somebody that has the list of them. Thousands and thousands of people of your customer. And the greatest thing that you consider is do what I call a joint venture partnership, where you talk to that individual and you do a webinar where you build value to their list, and then you can take their customers and take them into your list. The other great thing that you could do is speaking. There's so much opportunity with speaking now, it's amazing. And I own Speaking Empire, so I can say that I know a lot about speaking. And to me, speaking is a great thing. Now, there's a lot of great different ways to get on stages. One of the biggest stages that I always say is there's association for everything. There's the chiropractor convention, a dentist convention, real estate groups. So there's conventions and groups for everything. And to me, it's really getting specific of who is the ideal group. And then I can show you some strategies and some ways to get on the stages so you can go speak, build value, and get customers. So to me, those are really the 2 I want to focus on, is doing webinars and speaking. You know, to me in this business, people make it so difficult. Business should be simple and easy. Now, the next thing you do is when you crack the code of promotion of how you're going to get a customer. To me, when I took my company Inc. 500, what I did is I cracked the code. I knew how to get people to my events, a 2-hour lunch and learn. We invited people to come for free. And then we did our pitch, we did our presentation, and then we offered up our product. And I just went to city to city to city all across the United States. And that's how I made Inc. 500. So you really got to crack the code on how you're going to get customer, and you got to create a system and a process. And you want to duplicate that. And it's all numbers. So some of you are saying, well, Dave, I think I would like to do webinars or maybe do my own speaking events. Well, in a moment, I'm going to share with you of something very special that me and Roger Salam are going to be putting on. We're going to be doing a one-day mastermind in my Speaking Empire office in my headquarters in Largo, Florida. And we're going to share with people behind the scenes. I'm going to take you into my business. You're going to see behind the scenes my employees, what we do. We're going to walk you through step by step. We're going to mastermind with other speakers, other people just like you. We're going to do a full-on training. We're going to come together and collaborate on what's working and what's not. Now, before I talk to you more about that in a moment, let's go to step number 6, P number 6, which is platform. This is where a lot of people get hung up. They don't build their platform. And to me, building a platform is building your online and your offline platform. You know, I see a lot of people get really good at one, but today when you do online and offline, it's like 1 + 1 = 11. And to me, when you put them together and you build out your platform, this will add a 0 to your business. Now, I don't have a lot of time to go over platform because I just wanted you to really understand the 7 Ps. The next P is what I call step number 7, which is you need to profit royally. And this is a big trap that I see a lot of people make. You know, a lot of people become what I call a free consultant or a free coach. You know, to me, you need to make sure that you actually are building value and you're in exchange where you're getting value. So to me, you've got to be able to monetize your mission. And there's a lot of different ways to profit. One, I always tell a lot of people, stop selling your time and sell a system. Sell a product, sell a boot camp. You know, if you really are in so much fulfillment, you can't grow your business. So do you need to take a look at different profit centers? The other thing you really need to take a look at is when you're profiting is really need to map out what I call your customer path. You need to have multiple different products. You need to make sure that you have something for everybody. And your profitability of your business really doesn't come to the second and the third sell. Typically, you have what I call a loss leader, and you need to understand that typically when people buy your product, that by the time you pay for the costs and expenses and the travel, that you're breaking even. It's when you add that second and third and fourth tier in your customer path, that's when you can get your profitability up and really grow your business so that you can buy an office, you can buy a professional CEO, you can buy a marketing person. So you really need to really make sure that you don't become a free consultant. It's a big trap, and I know we want to serve people and help people, but you can't help people if you're broke, right? You know, you have to have a thriving organization so that you can make honorings to your charities, to your churches, so you can take time off to do philanthropy work. It's very important to make sure that your business is profiting, because the last thing you want to be is in fear every month about how you're going to pay the bills and pay yourself, and you can't be in debt. To me, what 20 slavery debt is debt. And so we've got to make sure that we profit. And for some of you might not be profiting very well in your business. Well, what I want to share with you is some different profit centers. I'm very good at taking a look at people's businesses and real fast finding strategies and ways so they can increase the bottom line quickly and easily. So to me, I just want to do a quick introduction, you know, and introduce you what I call the 7 Ps. What I call the information speaking coaching business. P number 1, we talked about passion. you really need to make sure you get focused on your passion. Making sense? Step number 2 is you got to have the right plan. You know, I see a lot of people that, you know, go to certain places and they're following a bunch of broke people with broke strategies. You need to find out what is a plan that's working. To me, I can share with you my average customer at Speaking Empire does $1 million to $10 million a year. So I can show you the right plan, the right model, what's working. We can walk you through that plan. Step number 3 is now you have the right plan and strategy, you need to create what I call your pitch, your signature talk. Then step number 4 is you got to have a product. What is the product that you're going to be offering up? And again, stop selling your time, sell the product. And again, one of the biggest things I want you to consider is taking your business online, having a lead magnet, having an automated webinar. Now, the other thing is that after you have a product, you need to have promotion. You need to be able to do webinars, drive traffic to your webinars, do specific joint ventures, and you need to be able to do speaking. And then the next thing that you need to be able to consider is you got to be able to build your platform out. And it's very important to build your platform out, very, very important. Then after platform, then you want to profit. And to me, it's very, very important to be able to profit. And we have a lot of different ways. So these are real quickly the blueprints that I call success. Now some of you say, well, Dave, how do I implement that? How do I, you know, get out there and get my message out to the world? Well, there's something I want to offer you, something we're putting together, Roger and myself, is we're putting together what I call our Influence Mastermind. Now, before I do that, I want to share with you something. Before I do that is I want to take you to what we got going on. We're going to be putting on a one-day mastermind where we're going to be teaching you and sharing with you exactly how to grow your business. And what we're calling it is the Influence and Impact Mastermind. And we're going to be putting on this Friday, Roger and myself. In my office, we're going to take you behind the scenes. We're going to show you how to increase your influence, impact your income, and really work with a select few. And this is an application process only. So for any of you that are interested in applying to come and would like to come to this mastermind, what we're doing is you need to go out and fill this out. You need to apply. It's not for everybody. We're looking for thought leaders, people that want to make the world a better place, people that are in line with spiritually how I am. And because if we're going to be teaching you this information, we want to make sure that you're going to go out there and use this for the right thing. And to me, we usually charge $1,000 for this special Influence and Impact Mastermind. And what we're looking to do is we're looking to build value and serve and assist people. So here's what we're going to do. If all the system did for you, this mastermind, for an investment of $1,000, is give you the right plan, would it be worth the investment? Absolutely. You know, if all this mastermind did was connect you to strategic partnership where you got on more stages and did webinars and you got to hang out around the top speakers in the world, would that be worth the investment? Absolutely. So here's what we're willing to do. For those of you that like to come, we're going to waive our $1,000 fee for the first 5 people that register now that are committing to showing up, building value, sharing their business, being part of this experience and playing full out. We're not looking for everybody. We're looking for a group of about 50 people to come to my office so that we can sit down, mastermind, share, work together so that we can impact the world together. So if this feels like something that you would like to be a part of, go right now to my website, which is speakingempire.com speakingempire.com/RSVP. That's speakingempire.com/RSVP. And you will come to this page. Again, that's speakingempire.com/RSVP. And you can learn more about this thing. You can click right here to register your spot. And again, I'll share with you, we're going to talk about strategies of how I grew my company, Inc. 500. We're going to show you how to immediately increase your circle of influence. I'm going to share with you and teach you about how to monetize your mission. You're going to learn marketing techniques. We're going to share with you our business. I'm going to take you behind the scenes. It's going to be an amazing experience. And again, for the first 5 of you that register today, right now, we're going to waive the $1,000 fee for this one-day special behind-the-scenes training. So go ahead and go right now. Request your spot now. Again, it will be an interview process. We're not looking for everybody. We're looking for very special people that are integrity, honesty, that can build value. So we're looking for very special people to come to this mastermind so that we can come together and we can serve and make the world a better place. So my friends, I hope you had a lot of fun going over the 7 Ps. And for those of you that would like to sit down and mastermind with about 50 of the top speakers, authors, and coaches in the world, you can go register right now to the Influence and Impact Mastermind this Friday in my office, and we're going to take you behind the scenes. So go right now to speakingempire.com/RSVP and register now. And if you can't make this one and if you're thinking about maybe doing something else with us, just go ahead and register. I'll make sure I have one of my certified coaches reach out to you and see how we can serve and support you the most. So I hope you had a lot of fun to this. I know Roger brought me on, me being one of the co-founders of the Winner Circle and me, understanding this business, probably better than most people on planet Earth. So again, I hope you had lots of fun. I hope I built tremendous value. And again, I hope to see you at this very special mastermind. Have a blessed day.